Until death it is all life. Thou hast seen nothing yet. All sorrows are less with bread. He who sings scares away his woes. The pen is the tongue of the mind. What giants? Asked Sancho Panza. Hunger is the best sauce in the world. The proof of the pudding is the eating. Wit and humor do not reside in slow minds. Time ripens all things. No man is born wise. I know who I am, and who I may be if I choose. El quelli mucho y anda mucho, vi mucho y sabe mucho. For hope is always born at the same time as love. What man can pretend to know the riddle of a woman's mind? Never stand begging for that which you have the power to earn. There is no book so bad that it does not have something good in it. Virtue is persecuted by the wicked more than it is loved by the good. Obviously, replied Don Quixote, you don't know much about adventures. Es natural condición de las mujeres, desdeñar a quien las quiere, y amar a quien las aborrece. It is the natural disposition of women to disdain those who love them, and to love those who loathe them. There were no embraces, because where there is great love there is often little display of it. He who's down one day can be up the next, unless he really wants to stay in bed, that is. Finally, from so little sleeping and so much reading, his brain dried up and he went completely out of his mind. The truth may be stretched thin, but it never breaks, and it always surfaces above lies, as oil floats on water. Take my advice and live for a long, long time, because the maddest thing a man can do in this life is to let himself die. The ones you can see over there, answered his master, with the huge arms, some of which are very nearly 2 leagues long. The reason for the unreason with which you treat my reason, so weakens my reason that with reason I complain of your beauty. For neither good nor evil can last forever, and so it follows that as evil has lasted a long time, good must now be close at hand. Now look, your grace, said Sancho, what you see over there aren't giants but windmills, and what seems to be arms are just their sails, that go around in the wind and turn the millstone. I do not deny that what happened to us is a thing worth laughing at, but it is not worth telling, for not everyone is sufficiently intelligent to be able to see things from the right point of view. When life itself seems lunatic, who knows where madness lies? Perhaps to be too practical is madness. To surrender dreams, this may be madness. Too much sanity may be madness, and maddest of all, to see life as it is and not as it should be. Destiny guides our fortunes more favorably than we could have expected. Look there, Sancho Panza, my friend, and see those 30 or so wild giants, with whom I intend to do battle and kill each and all of them, so with their stolen booty we can begin to enrich ourselves. This is noble, righteous warfare, for it is wonderfully useful to God to have such an evil race wiped from the face of the earth. Remember that there are 2 kinds of beauty, one of the soul and the other of the body. That of the soul displays its radiance in intelligence, in chastity, in good conduct, in generosity, and in good breeding, and all these qualities may exist in an ugly man. And when we focus our attention upon that beauty, not upon the physical, love generally arises with great violence and intensity. I am well aware that I am not handsome, but I also know that I am not deformed, and it is enough for a man of worth not to be a monster for him to be dearly loved, provided he has those spiritual endowments I have spoken of. All I know is that while I'm asleep I'm never afraid, and I have no hopes, no struggles, no glories, and bless the man who invented sleep, a cloak over all human thought, food that drives away hunger, water that banishes thirst, fire that heats up cold, chill that moderates passion, and finally, universal currency with which all things can be bought, weight and balance that brings the shepherd and the king, the fool and the wise to the same level. There's only one bad thing about sleep, as far as I've ever heard, and that is that it resembles death, since there's very little difference between a sleeping man and a corpse.